Yogi. My name is Athena and this is practice number 3 of the beginner series. We are continuing on the warrior Virabhadrasana postures. So last one we did warrior 1 and warrior 2. We will revisit those and add on warrior 3. You will need again a strap or an elastic, a scarf, whatever you have. And this one you most definitely will need blocks or whatever can replace block for elevation under the hands. Anything stable and high enough, about a foot or so. So let's start again on the back with the strap. Laying down, feet to the floor, knees bent. So again, make sure the shoulders stay relaxed onto the floor. And you'll lift the right foot and wrap the strap around the ball of the right foot, pushing the leg up towards the sky. So again, knee can stay bent, leg can be at an angle, but you want to energize through the leg, pushing the back of the right hip down and pushing through the heel and through the ball of the foot. So last time we kept the left knee bent. If it's accessible, if it feels like it might be good for your body, you can extend that leg. So you're finding kind of a L shape with the legs. If that feels too much, if that means that you're kind of curving through the lower back a lot, bring the foot back down to help keep a neutral spine. That's totally fine. So staying here, keep pushing through the leg. Take your time to feel and experience how each option feels. And make sure your right toes are pointing directly back. So you might open the hip a little bit, pointing the toes out towards the right. So make sure you're finding this neutral rotation, which means the right knee and the right toes are pointing in line with the rest of the length of the body. All right, and find your breath. And we'll keep focusing on the breath today. And we'll gently bend the knee. You can remove the strap. Interlace the fingers around the right knee. Left leg can stay extended if it's there. And we'll draw circles with the right knee. So you might let go of the left hand and keep the right hand here. And just draw circles, as if you were drawing with the right knee onto the ceiling. Like if the right knee was a long pencil, reaching all the way up. And see how far you can go towards the chest, to the right, down, and to the center. And then change the direction of the circles. Staying mindful of the sensations. You might notice at one point of the circle there's a little bit more sensation than at others. After your last circle, bring your knee back towards center, towards the chest. Interlace the fingers behind the thigh, so at the hamstring. Again, you can use your strap here if that's too far away. And push into the hands or into the strap. So you're kind of pulling the shoulders away from the ears. And you'll roll the right ankle. Change the direction of the ankle circles. Keep pushing into the hands. Elbows are extended. So you're engaging the back of the right leg here. All right, let's stabilize the right foot. And then extend the right knee as much as you can. You might stay bent. You might be able to reach the heel up. Everything is fine. So wherever you are, push to the heel. Push into the hands or the strap. And exhale, let it go. Lower the right foot down and bring the left knee in towards the chest. Wrap the strap around the left ball of the foot. And find that L shape. Left leg reaches up wherever it arrives. Maybe the right leg extends onto the floor. And make sure the right leg, if it's extended, is engaged. So you're flexing the right foot, so that the toes point up to the sky, and you're gently pressing the leg into the floor. And same thing with the left leg, pushing the back of the left hip into the earth, pushing through the ball of the foot into the strap, and through the heel towards the ceiling. Invite your breath to take space in this shape. Make sure the back of the shoulders are softening onto the earth. And when you're ready, gently bend the left knee, release the strap, and squeeze the left knee in towards the chest using your interlaced fingers or your strap. You can let go of the right hand and draw circles with the left knee, waking up the left hip, inviting some movement and some heat. And make sure you're not moving too fast, but you can stay mindful, stay conscious of the various sensations along the circles. Change the direction of the circles. And gently come back to center. Interlace the fingers behind the thigh. You can also use your strap here behind the thigh and push it to the hands or the strap. And from here, invite some circles at the ankle. And so you're pushing into the hands so the elbows are extended. Shoulders are still down, but they're pulling away from the ears. Change the direction of the ankle circles. And then relax the left foot. Keep pushing into the hands and then gently extend the knee. Reaching the foot as high as you can towards the ceiling. Keep pushing the back of the leg away from you. Engage the back of the leg, engage those hamstrings. Make sure your right foot is still flexed. You're pushing the right foot into the floor. And then slowly release. Lower the left foot down. Meet the right foot next to the left. And roll up to the right or the left side, finding a fetus position for just one moment. Push the top hand into the floor. And slowly make your way up to sit. And finding our tabletop again. We're going to add on to what we did previously. So starting with the base, wrists under the shoulders and knees under the hips. Fingers are wide apart, so you have a nice base through the hands. And you could always have your blocks under your hands. If the wrists really don't like this, you can even have your elbows to the floor. Or stay on your fists, or on dumbbells if you have some. From here, let's inhale to lower the belly, lift the hips, chest forward, gaze forward for cow spine. And exhale, point the tailbone down, round the spine, gaze in, cat spine. 2 more times. Inhaling, extend the length of the spine. Exhale, round for cat. One last time. Inhaling in cow. Exhaling in cat. Inhale, come back to center. Engage your core. Place the right foot back, tuck the toes, push the heel away. So engage through the leg. Float the right leg up. You can stay here. Maybe float the left arm up towards the front. Engage through the core. Find that imaginary balloon holding you up. You can stay here. Or exhale, bring the left elbow to the right knee towards center, like a cat spine. And inhale to reach in opposite directions. 2 more times like that. Inhaling to center. Inhaling out. Engage your core. Exhale, knee to elbow, round the spine. Inhale, hand forward, foot back. And slowly lower the hand, lower the knee. You can shake the right wrist out a little bit with a lot of weight. And let's do one cow spine, lowering the belly, lifting the hips, lifting the chest. Exhaling in cat, round the spine. Inhale for neutral spine. Left leg back, tuck the toes, push through the heel, engage the leg. From here, float the leg. You can stay here or float the right arm forward. And again, stay here or exhale, knee to elbow. Squeezing it in and rounding the spine. Inhaling out. Exhale to center. Squeeze it towards each other. Inhale, stretch out. One last time. Exhale in. Inhale out. Stay one moment. And lower the hand and knee. Let's do one last. Inhale for cow spine. Belly drops, gaze forward. Exhale for cat round. Inhale, neutral spine. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Head heavy. And as you arrive in your first downward dog, you can pedal the legs, bending one knee at a time, rocking the hips side to side. Stabilize your dog, look forward, and take little steps all the way to the top of the mat. Feet are hip width apart, two fists space between both feet. Inhale to come halfway up, either fingertips to the shins or to the blocks. Exhale to fold, knees can be bent. Inhale halfway up, here too the knees can be bent. It helps to lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. Inhale halfway up. Stay here, engage the core, hands to the hips. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up and overhead, inhale. Exhale, circle the arms out and down. Tadasana, arms by your sides, mountain pose. Feel the legs strongly pushing down. Gently engage your core to find that neutral spine, neutral curve in the lower back. And soften the gaze or close your eyes. Tuning into the breath. One more breath. On your next inhale, open the eyes, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale to fold all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up, long spine. Exhale, left foot back. You may use your blocks. Lower the hands down. Step the right foot back, plank. Lower the knees. For that chaturanga, in your half plank, engage your core and slowly come all the way down to the belly. Press the tops of the feet down, roll the shoulders back. Baby cobra, float the chest. Maybe float the hands. Squeeze the elbows towards each other, keep the back of the neck long. And lower the hands back down. Push your way through the knees, tabletop, tuck the toes, and downward facing dog. Remember that you can always bend the knees. It's also recommended to bend the knees just to make it more easy and just more obvious for the spine to lengthen, to keep a neutral shape. On your next inhale, look forward, and exhale, take little steps all the way to the front of the mat, keeping the knees bent. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, stay here. Exhale, hands to the hips. Keep your spine neutral. Inhale, come all the way up to stand and reach the arms up and overhead. Circle the arms out and down, Tadasana, mountain pose. Right away, inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Bend the knees. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fingertips on the floor or the blocks and step the right foot back. Anchor the hands, left foot back, plank. Lower the knees. Slowly come all the way to the belly. Shoulders roll back, baby cobra. Push through the legs and maybe float the hands. For 3, engage your glutes. 2, 1, lower the hands and push your way back through the knees, tucking the toes for downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and let it go through the mouth. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, take your little steps all the way towards the hands. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale to fold. This time we'll go towards that halfway up, but keep going up to float the arms all the way to the sky overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. Lower the arms at your sides for Tadasana. And on your inhale, circle them up and overhead. Inhale. Exhale to fold over bent legs. Inhale, come halfway up, and this time grab your blocks. Step the left foot back. Squeeze the hips, push to the front foot, and come all the way up to your high lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the right knee a little bit further. Keep pushing through the back leg. Always option to keep the back knee to the floor. On your next exhale, lower the hands to the block. Lower the back knee. Keep the left hand where it is. And turn the chest to the right, twisting the upper body and float the right arm up to the sky. You can stay here, maybe with the left toes tucked, float the back knee. And here you want to make sure that your hips are staying squeezed together. One thing that often happens is we kind of collapse into that front leg, so the leg kind of falls to the right. So you want to squeeze the hips towards each other and try to keep the right knee over the heel and in line with your toes. And from there you can twist and open the chest towards the sky. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, lower the right hand down to the block. Step the left foot forward next to the right. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, with a long spine and strong leg, come all the way up to stand, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart and by your sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over bent legs. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, right foot steps back. In that high lunge, you can always lower the knee or work on that strength, squeezing the legs, pushing through both feet, and floating the arms up to the sky. Take 2 full breaths here. Bend the left knee a little bit more. Push through the back leg, engage the right glute. Exhale to lower the hands. Lower the back knee. Keep the right hand where it is. And open to the left, twist. Once you twist the chest, reach the left arm up to the sky. You may stay here or with the right toes tucked, float the right knee. So same thing, squeeze the legs towards each other like scissors and peek at the left knee, make sure it's in line with the toes. And imagine there's a book behind your right thigh and you want to push it up. So you're really working through the right leg. One more full breath. And inhale. Exhale, gently lower the left hand down. And step the right foot forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale to fold. Strong legs, long spine, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And by your sides. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale to fold. Halfway up, inhale. Exhale, fingertips on the blocks. Step the left foot back. Find your version of warrior one. So either on the ball of the foot or 45 degrees with the left foot. Push through both feet and come up. Left leg is engaged. Right knee bends in line with the toes. And think of squeezing the hips towards each other. You're not going to face forward, but you're going energetically towards there. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, softly lower the hands down. Bring the left foot a little bit closer to the center of the mat. And maybe a little bit further away from the front foot towards the back of the mat. Opening the toes out more. Push through the front heel and swivel the arms up. Warrior two. Anchoring through the outer edges of the feet. Engaging through the core. Relax the shoulders, but reach through both hands. And softly gaze forward. Keep the front knee bent. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand down. Right palm faces up. And reach the right arm up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, swivel both arms all the way down to the blocks. Come onto the back toes and step the left foot forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to come all the way up. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. And by your sides. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold. Come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, right foot steps back. And your option of warrior one onto the ball of the foot or 45 degrees. Push through the feet, squeeze the hips like scissors and lift up. Arrive here, bending into the front knee without losing strength through the legs. Where is your breath? Let's inhale here. Exhale, lower the hands down. Transfer for warrior two, opening the foot out a little bit, bringing it more in line with the front heel. Push through the outer edges of the feet and swivel the arms out and to the sides. Make sure the left knee is in line with your toes. And push through both legs. Even if you get a little bit deeper, keep engaging through the glutes and all the way down to the heels. Soften the gaze, the jaw. For reverse warrior, right hand lowers, left palm turns up. Inhale, reverse, left hand to the sky. On your exhale, swivel both arms all the way back down. Come onto the back toes and step the right foot forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And exhale, fold all the way down, right away. Come halfway up. Make sure the blocks can be a little bit further forward. And exhale, bring both hands down to step back to a plank. Lower the knees, inhale in your plank. Exhale, lower all the way down with control. Shoulders roll back, lift the chest, maybe push into your hands a little bit. Squeeze the elbows towards each other. Exhale towards your downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. And let it go. On your inhale, float the right leg up. Exhale, right knee to the chest and step the foot as far forward as you can. Help yourself with the right hand. For warrior one, find your selection of back foot. Squeeze the hips, come all the way up. Just one breath. Push with the back leg. Exhale, lower the hands down. Find your blocks and keep them in front of the mat. Come up onto the ball of the left foot and squeeze the legs. Push through the back heel. And imagine you want to push something away from you on the back of the left thigh. Transfer the weight to the right leg and float the left leg parallel to the earth. So you have this L shape with the legs. You can look back and make sure the toes point down. Often the toes are going to point out, just because of how the hips are, and it helps. It's a little bit easier to hold this way. But you want to square the hips and make sure the front of the left hip faces down towards the floor. Imagine you're pushing into a wall with your left heel. So the leg is really strong. And try to stay as light as you can in the hands if you can. But if that's too much, just use the blocks as much as you need. Push into that right leg. Both legs are really strong here. All right, are you shaking yet? Let's bend the right knee, step all the way back. Place the hands down and step back to your downward facing dog. Bend the knees to help this transition. Relax the head. All right, let's lower the knees down and come to a child's pose to kind of relax the legs here. That's a lot of tension. Bring the hips towards the heels and lower the forehead down. If that's too much, you may bring blocks or pillow between the heels and the glutes. You can also place a block under the forehead. And make sure you're comfortable so you can take the next few breaths in a restorative energy. Prepare yourself to get out of here. You're going to move the block, place it forward, and come back onto your hands and knees. Tuck the toes for downward facing dog. Now when you're ready, inhale to float the left leg. Exhale, knee to chest, and step the foot as far forward as you can. Warrior one, on the ball of the right foot or foot at 45 degrees. Squeeze the hips, float the arms up, bend to the front knee. Inhale. Exhale here. Inhale again. Exhale, lower the hands down towards the blocks. And pivot back onto the ball of the right foot. Transferring to warrior three. The weight will come onto the front foot. Keep the knee bent at first and float the right leg parallel to the earth. Pushing the right foot into an imaginary wall. And look back. Are your toes pointing out to the right or are they pointing down to the floor? You want them to point down to the floor. If the left knee is still bent, see if you can extend it. Otherwise that's fine, but keep pushing through the left heel. And can you stretch the chest forward, slide the shoulders back. A lot to think about. Keep pushing through both feet. Both legs are strong for 3, 2, 1, and slowly bend the left knee, step the right foot all the way back. Hands down, left foot back downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, and walk your way all the way to the front of the mat. Keep your feet mat width apart or a little bit wider apart. Bend the knees generously, and just rest into a forward fold. Uttanasana. invite deep breaths. One more deep breath. All right, on here, inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold again. Find strength through the legs to go all the way up to stand. And exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, we'll come into our warrior three a different way, just to practice it again, so get a little bit more used to it. The weight will come onto the right foot. Left foot will float. Try to keep a point of focus in front of you, on the floor or on the wall, something that doesn't move. And when you're ready, you'll float the left knee towards the chest. You'll interlace the fingers around the left knee. You can use your strap here if the knee doesn't come this high. Take a moment to settle. Push through the right leg. Find a nice long spine. Make sure you're not rocking or leaning back. Try to keep the shoulders over the hips. All right, from here, try to keep the knee as high as it is. Release the hands, bring them to the hips. This is really good to find hip strength, hip flexion strength. Okay, you might feel a cramp coming, that's okay. Keep the knee as high as you can, have it, but make sure that you're not lifting from the hip. Try to keep the hips level. From here, gently bend the standing leg and push the left foot all the way back. So you lower the hands to the blocks and extend the left leg. And we're in warrior three again. L shape with the legs. Left toes point down, you can look back. Right knee might be a little bent or extended. See how your body feels. Engage the core. And stay here for three. Keep pushing the left heel into an imaginary wall. 2. Shoulders back, chest forward. 1. And lower the left foot down at the front of the mat. Feet hip width apart, bend the knees, Uttanasana. And a passive forward fold. Release the neck. We only have one more side. So inhale, come halfway up. And exhale, release. Pushing through the leg, long spine, inhale, come all the way up. Arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. The weight will transfer into the left foot this time. Start by lifting the right heel. And from here, slowly float the right knee. Make sure you're focusing on a point to help with balance. And interlace the hands around the knee or grab a strap. If balance is not your friend today, can you focus on your breath? Sometimes that helps with balance. Notice if your thoughts are a little bit all over the place. And think of pushing through the left heel, a bit like a tree trunk. Okay, make sure you're not leaning back. Your shoulders are directly over the hips. So engaging the core. And from here, let go of the knee. Can it stay as high as it was with the help of your hands? For 4, make sure your hips are level. 3, 2, 1, and we'll slowly transfer to warrior 3. And a gentle bend in the left knee. And start pivoting forward. Pushing the right leg back and reaching the chest forward as soon as you bring your hands to the blocks. You can extend the right leg back, find that L shape. Gaze back. Make sure your right toes are pointing down. Imagine that scissoring of the legs, squeezing the hips towards each other. See if your knee can extend in your left leg and push both legs energetically out. Right foot pushes in an imaginary wall. Heart reaches forward, shoulders back for 3, 2, and 1. And slowly lower the right foot down. Feet hip width apart, bend the knees, relax, Uttanasana. The full breath in. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step both feet back to a downward facing dog. Bend the knees, reach the hips up and back. And gently lower the knees down. Bring the knees mat width apart, so wider. Big toes together. And lower the hips down on the heels or on a support. And lower the forehead on the floor or above. Soften the arms. And you can gently rock side to side here. Release the hips. Maybe even massage the forehead, rocking the head side to side. And when you're ready, find stability. Bring your hands under the shoulders and gently roll your way up to sit. Sit to the side, bring the legs forward, and come, if you have a block, you can grab the block next to you, and you can come to lie onto your back. Keep the feet down to the floor. Bring the arms out by your sides, but onto the mat for this one. The palm stays down by your hips. And you can bring the heels closer so that maybe you may touch with the tips of the fingers the back of the heels. So not grabbing or anything, just a little touch. And see if your feet are about hip width apart. So you might feel it with your hands more or less, and try to feel it in your mind's eye where your feet are in relation to space. Keep pushing the hands down to the floor. Engage your core and push the lower back into the earth. So you're kind of reducing the lumbar curve, the lower back curve, and pointing the tailbone up away from the earth. From here, push into the heels and float the hips up, finding a bridge pose. So you don't need to go super high here. Keep pushing into the heels, push into the arms and the shoulders to help you. Keep pointing the tailbone towards the space between the knees. So you're thinking about flattening of the curve, engaging the core, and push the back of the head in the earth so the nose keeps pointing up to the sky. On your next exhale, slowly lower down. We'll do that again. Push through the heels and make your way up to that bridge. Maybe come a little bit higher. Think of reaching the chest gently towards the chin. Push through the heels, engage your glutes, and maybe invite space in the front of the hips. We have a lot of hip flexion today, so think of stretching the front of the hips. Keep pressing the back of the head in the floor. If you have a block, you may put it under you, so it's right under the hips, and you'll lower the hips onto the block. So the bottom of the lower back and the higher glutes, so about the sacrum, that triangular bone that's right on top of the coccyx, the tailbone, will come to rest onto the block. If you don't have a block, you can use a pillow, or you can just come down onto the floor and find your shavasana. Or if there's anything else that you feel that you want to invite as a movement in your body, take this time to listen. The arms can come out by your sides. You're in a supported bridge on the block. And take a few breaths here. If the supported bridge feels very beneficial right now, you may stay here. If you're ready for your final shavasana, your final relaxation, you can gently press into the floor, start waking up the glutes, and when you're ready, push up just enough to slide the block away from under you and then gently lower down. Take a moment with the knees bent, wherever you are. You can take your Shavasana in your supported bridge if that feels alright. If you're going for the traditional Shavasana, you can either keep your knees bent for more comfort in the lower back, or extend both legs out to the front corners of your mat. Open the arms out to your sides, palms facing up. And invite softness throughout the body. Let the body settle down heavy. Let the breath take some space in your body. And letting go all tension in your face, in your jaw. Invite yourself to spend a few moments in stillness and quiet and in softness. If you need a little bit more time in your Shavasana, take as long as you need. If you're ready to get out, start deepening your breath. And invite some movement, starting by the fingers and your toes. And gently increasing the movement to travel up the wrists and ankles. And waking up the whole body, stretching the arms overhead, reaching hands and feet in opposite directions. And gently letting it go, bending both knees. And rolling to the right or the left side. Into fetus position. Top hand is on the floor in front of the chest. Take a full breath here as a transition. And pushing through the top hand, gently make your way up to sit. You may find a prop to sit on for a little bit more comfort. And once you arrive, keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft towards the floor. And arrive into your sitting. If you're still on the earth, on your Shavasana, you can invite your hands on the belly and the chest. In your sitting posture, you may bring the hands at heart center, gently bowing towards the fingertips. And a gesture of inner gaze, self-inquiry. And take this last moment to thank yourself for once again showing up, for moving and learning and breathing. Knowing that some days are harder than others, and some days are easier. And nothing is permanent. So letting go of expectations, letting go of reactions. Knowing that you can come back to the breath, reset, restart. Thank you for showing up. Namaste. Please let me know if you have any questions. The comment section below is open, and if there's any posture that you want to discover, learn, know more about, comment below. Thank you.